All right, since 93 Sports back with another one. Just got done watching the Danny Jacobs card with his HBO debut versus Louis Cuba Arias. This was basically a showcase fight for Danny Jacobs, and I grew more intrigued with the fight when I seen the build up to it. Louis Cuba Arias was talking, a lot of trash, basically trying to get in Danny Jacobs' head, talking about how he's been uh classified as chinny, being knocked down numerous, well, not numerous, but maybe what, 3 4 times in his career. And just by watching the fight, Danny Jacobs was obviously bothered by that. This is probably the most aggressive that I've ever seen him in his fight, and you could just see the anger and intensity throughout most of the fight. Basically, in this fight, you was dealing with a guy that was just in there trying to survive. Um, maybe in the beginning rounds, he was fighting, or maybe later on he was fighting when he was forced to. But basically, most of the fight, he was just hanging on for dear life, trying to survive, and that's the only reason why I went to decision. Danny was landing some hard shots on him. I did notice when it comes to the inside, Danny does slap his punches when he doesn't have space to get leverage. Now, that straight right hand is always deadly, but when he starts throwing those hooks and things like that, he starts to slap his punches, and that takes power off of him. And he's almost hitting the guy with the palm of his hand sometimes. So, that's something he needs to work on, his inside game. But other than that, it was a decent fight. Louis Cuba Arias didn't win any rounds, and he really didn't do what he said he was gonna do in the lead up to the fight. Telling Danny not to run and be there to be hit. And Louis Arias was doing basically everything that he told Danny Jacobs not to do. He was running for most of the fight, and he was holding a lot. He even got warned for that. He did get a knockdown counted against him. I want to say it was the 10th or 11th round. It was really a slippage, but I mean, you could have gave some 8 10 rounds in there anyway from the way that Danny was dominating him. And this was basically what it was, supposed to be in the beginning. It was a showcase fight, and we see why. It's levels to this in boxing. And maybe by the lead up to the fight, you kind of thought it was going to be competitive or maybe a fun fight, but it was what it was, man. We seen why Louis Arias is still learning, and we saw why Danny Jacobs is on a whole nother level and he's an elite level fighter. But that's my thoughts on the fight. Louis Arias definitely can come back from this, but I think he should have let his hands go and took more chances. But obviously, the power of Danny Jacobs got to him, and he was just playing it safe. That's my thoughts. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified when all my latest content drops. And I'm out.